Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I have a Seiko Sawtooth electric blue. It's hard to find an electric blue watch. I don't know why Seiko stopped making this. Very popular. It was made about 2010, and the watch sold out quickly, became highly coveted, and you can find like 2 for sale a year used on eBay. Usually they're beaten up to death, and the greedy pig on eBay wants 600 bucks. And my wrist is about 8 inches, and I'll tell you, the bracelet's not that big. I've got all the links on it. I've got it on the micro link adjustment for full expansion, and it fits comfortably now. And the only way to get an electric blue like this, you'd have to get it a used Omega Seamaster for about $2,000 and up. So it's a color that I like quite a bit, and so I'm enjoying it. I wanted to thank Mulberry Flim Flam from England for giving me some details. He has one, and he wanted another one because he has 2 sons, and he wants to give 2 to his sons. He wanted this one, but I told him I'm going to hold on to it. I really like the blue color quite a bit. So I guess that's enough watch talk for today. Wanted to talk about my daughter's play date, and I want to talk about these coffee percolators vintage that I bought on eBay. Now, my daughter Natalie has a friend at school named Sarah, and she keeps saying, I want a play date with Sarah. I want a play date. I want a play date. I go, it's cool, we'll have a play date. And so Sarah's dad, you know, he waits for me on the grassy knoll while we wait for our girls to come out of the class. They're in the same class, or in the 1st grade. And I think I'm going to have to cancel the play date. I mean, the father's probably a nice guy, but he wears those 5-toe shoes. You know those shoes I'm talking about? You don't wear socks. They're like gloves, and they contour around every toe like a glove, and you look like you're some sort of amphibious creature. I don't think I can have a conversation with someone who wears those. I have some mental block, some hang up about it. It's like, how could you wear those things? Are you trying to be a gecko? What if I'm talking to you and you suddenly decide to walk on the wall and talk to me upside down on the ceiling while you drink a green smoothie? What if you have one of those long tongues that comes out and eats a fly while we're talking? Those things freak me out. Who would wear? I could never wear that. I would feel like an idiot if I was just standing and talking. I feel like an idiot right now without those shoes. Imagine how idiotic I would feel with them. So I cannot. Number one, they look dumb. Number 2, I have to imagine they stink. It's a stink factory. You don't wear socks, so your feet are sweating inside this polymer material that probably doesn't breathe very well. It's a stink factory. You look like you're the creature from the Black Lagoon. And you're walking, I mean, if you were wearing those at the beach, I'd give you a pass. It sounds like some beach thing. But if you're wearing them around town, unbelievable. Unbelievable that you would wear that. I mean, maybe you're lost in life. Maybe you're looking for something. Maybe you're searching for something. I don't know. But I'm going to have to tell my daughter, play date's over. I don't do play dates where the kids' parents wear webbed glove, 5-finger shoe type of deal hickeys. Doesn't work for me at all. And Lord have mercy. I'm going to have to lay down the law here. That's about it for the Playdate news. Got you on the Seiko Sawtooth news. I want to talk about vintage coffee percolators. I had a French press, all stainless steel. That worked okay. I liked it. It was nice. Sometimes you would get a little coffee grounds would get a little loose in your coffee sometimes. That was my only complaint. But it was a Bodum 10-cup French press. It was fine. And then I started doing some research, wanted to get out of French press, and I got a $130 Bona Vita. It was well reviewed, and it was fine. I wasn't that excited about it. My main problem was I didn't like all the plastic. I don't like plastic. I don't need plastic in my coffee. I put it in the garage. I may give it to someone. I don't know. I didn't like the Bonavita that much. The coffee wasn't that hot. It wasn't that rich. Even if I put a lot of coffee in, it wasn't that rich. So I don't know. I was on the internet, and I'm at the age where I grew up with coffee percolators, and I don't know if you can see these, but I bought 3 of them. My wife loves them too. She took one to work. The Sunbeam. This is the Universal. And I love this. This to me is the classic look. You've got your swan neck and your glass top. Now the one that I use every day, I bought brand new in the box, and this is the Farberware Superfast. Still has a sticker on it. And the reason why I use this one, even though I don't like the look of it as much as the Sunbeam, haha, I'm selling coffee percolators. No. This one actually keeps the coffee hot after it's done, and I'll get up at 6 with my girls, and my wife will get up like an hour and a half, 2 hours later on the weekends, and so I want her to have hot coffee, so I use this one every day. But if I'm having company, I love the look. This is, to me, this is a classic coffee percolator. Now there are coffee percolators you can buy brand new on Amazon that aren't vintage. But the heating elements are made in China, and they'll go out in 2 years or less. My father, he buys a Mr. Coffee maker every 2 years. He's just resigned to it, I can't do that. With one of these things, now these are from the 1950s, the 1960s, 1970s. They last forever. The heating element lasts forever, and that means a lot to me, and I love the sound of a coffee percolator. It must be my rosebud from the Citizen Kane movie. Everyone has a rosebud, some image of their childhood innocence where everything was great. And I recommend, if you like coffee, I recommend these vintage percolators from Sears, Sunbeam, GE, Farberware, Universal. Those are the big names. I think Westinghouse has some. Just make sure it's really vintage. It could be vintage style and be made in China. It has to be vintage, and at the bottom it will actually say that it was made either in Chicago or New York at the bottom of it. So I've become somewhat of an evangelist for vintage coffee percolators. Can you believe that? And an evangelist for the color blue on watches. So that's it, man. What do we call this? My daily rant? Well, I'm not doing this every day, but it was definitely somewhat of a rant because those webbed shoe things are freaking me out. I'm gonna have to cancel a play date. All right, until next time, I am out.